What's up, everybody? We're back. Double H.N.D hip hop reviews with your boy Benjamin Anson, aka Blackout, aka the Gap Bandit, along with Tay.
What's up?
And we are reviewing today the recently released Magna Carta Holy Grail by the one and only Jay-Z, Jehovah.
Oh.
And it's his newest album, obviously. Was released kind of differently with a million copies of it being pre-bought by Samsung. So it was platinum before it was ever released.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a bit excessive, but hey.
Yeah.
Whatever. As far as first impressions of this album, this is my favorite Jay-Z album since American Gangster.
Yeah, but see, that's not even really a reach.
This is true. I didn't like Blueprint 3 as much. I was okay with Watch the Throne, but it didn't feel as grand as I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I despise Kingdom Come, which came out before American Gangster, but that's neither here nor there. This is one of Jay-Z's later Jay-Z better albums.
Yeah.
I would probably put it in the middle of the pack for his albums. What I really like about this album is the production. For the first time in a Jay-Z album, I feel like the production kind of outshined Jay-Z in a lot of spots.
I feel you.
Not to say that he wasn't spitting. This is not Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z. He's never going to be Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z again, which is fine. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I know some super staunch hip-hop heads hate that he doesn't rap like that anymore. I personally don't care. He's still better than 90% he's still better than 90% of the rappers out. Jay-Z throughout the album is still the king of making you realize how broke you are and how rich he is, and he's very good at it.
Sometimes he raps like Hov because he's Hov.
Yeah, he's very good at it. On songs like Picasso Baby, Tom Ford, Fuck Up This World, Crown, songs like that. Also, I love the production on Crown. Wonder Girl, I didn't know she produced it because I thought Travis Scott produced this. Only to find out that Wonder Girl did it, and he just added his voice in it and some weird synthesizers that you will know are Travis Scott synthesizers because all his beats have these synthesizers.
Travis Scott, a.k.a. Kanye West Shadow.
Kanye West Light.
Very light.
But I enjoyed the album. I enjoyed the album. Some of my favorite songs on it are Crown, Heaven, Oceans, Jay-Z Blue, which I kind of like the Biggie sample, and also like the Mother Dearest kind of thing he put in there, even though I doubt he's anywhere near that creepy. And Nickels and Dimes, which I like. The things I didn't like about the album, I hated that song with Rick Ross. Hated that song with Rick Ross.
Let me stop you. Okay, that's going to get into our first point of contention on this. So, like I said, before I get to that, I'm going to give my first impression right quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Like I said, from my first impressions, I listened to giving the album maybe 1 or 2 spins. The album it's an enjoyable album. I like the album in its totality. I like it. Now there are certain songs where I'm like, Hov, no. That's not like Hov, just no. Like, fuck with me, you know I got it. It's not the fact that the song isn't horrible, but I just don't like that. I don't like Jay-Z doing that lane. You know what I mean? Like, that's Rick Ross's lane.
That's exactly why I disliked it, because it felt like Jay-Z was trying to fit himself into a lane that he doesn't fit in.
Now,
also,
the beat is nice the beat is nice, but it has somebody else, 2 people on it. Like, to me, I think Ross should be left off that song rapping. The hook is fine. The rapping, no.
Also, my whole thing with Ross on that is for some reason he felt it necessary to throw a shot at Reebok.
You know he did.
Dropping him for alluding to rape.
You know he did.
Which also adds to how ignorant Rick Ross is to not realize that you can't talk about raping people when you're sponsored by Reebok.
Yeah. He's silly as hell. But
I also hated the song with Nas.
But you know
these
what?
are 2 of the greatest rappers ever, and I hated that bubblegum pop sounding ass beat it bugged the hell out of me listening to it. I was like, this is really the song y'all did together?
So this is Jay-Z. I already have a conspiracy theory up for that shit. It's whole attempt to sabotage now. He's trying to sabotage.
I don't think it's that, because they've done good songs together. They did
Hove heard that
Black
beat.
Republican.
Hove heard that beat, said, you know what? This is the one Nas can rap on. No, Nas can't be on La Familia. No, he can't be on Picasso Baby. He got to be on BBC.
It wouldn't surprise me if, because Nas has a tendency to pick out really bad beats. It wouldn't surprise me if Nas was all hype about that beat.
But it's not his problem. But it's not his project, though. That's the thing. That's why I think that, because it's not his project. He can't pick the beats.
He decided that he wanted to be on that song. He probably had a number of songs he could have jumped on. And he was like, hey, let me get on BBC.
No, Hov was like, you know what, Timbo? Send Nas this one. No. Don't send a Picasso Baby because he might burn me. Send him this one.
That beat is horrible.
Oh, man. That song's a throwaway for me. Like, I trash been that shit so fast.
Yeah. But like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the beats on him. Timbaland did an excellent job of being not overbearing.
Yeah.
Not overproducing. Because I felt like at times some of Jay-Z's newer stuff is overproduced. I felt like the Blueprint 3 was overproduced.
Yeah, I did too. The beats on this, like I said, the beats on here were unique and they were still accessible. Like they weren't
except for the Swiss Beats beat. Except for Swiss Beats. Because
which one is that?
I forget which exact beat it is, but you know he's on it because he's talking.
Oh.
Swiss Beats has this tendency to ruin his own beats.
No, it's just the fact
by being there.
Listen, like we know this about Swiss Beats. If you get a beat from Swiss, he has to have some kind of ad lib. We know that. That's the contractual agreement that you have to have with Swiss Beats. He has to get some kind of shout out on it. He has to.
I remember when Swiss Beats was doing Rough Rider beats and you never knew him. You didn't know nothing about Swiss Beats. Nothing.
Man,
not
listen.
at all. Now we know all about this big ass nose nigga.
Listen.
Stop it.
Swiss Beats the monster.
No. He has not produced. He has some classic beats, but he has not produced a really, really good one in some years. And a lot of it has to do with him being all in the background, making all this damn noise.
So you basically call him the new generation Diddy, like being all up in the song, dancing in the video.
Yes. Ain't no reason for you to be here. Get gone. You are not a rapper.
You silly. But yeah.
Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the album. Now the gripes I have, which aren't a lot for me. Like I said, I didn't like BBC. I didn't like one or two of the beats because that beat with Swizzy was annoying. I kind of wish Versus was longer.
Versus and Beats is better.
Yeah, Beats is better. I kind of wish they were longer.
Make those longer.
And I had the same feeling about the interludes on
get rid of BBC.
But yeah, get rid of BBC and you make those full songs. But the little gripes I have is, first of all, on Crown, on the second verse of Crown, Jay-Z, for some reason, starts just talking. Yeah. That annoyed me because that song was just riding along so smoothly, and he just like, I ain't gonna rap these couple bars.
Yeah.
That's a minor gripe.
Yeah. I'm Hov. I don't have to rap with a couple of bars.
Yeah. Also, my little gripe is not necessarily with the CD, it's with the expectations that some people have for a Jay-Z CD. Yeah. Jay-Z will never be Reasonable without Jay-Z again. That's not happening. You should have realized this in the 20-some-odd years he's been rapping.
Yeah.
But he still can make quality music, and I think people hold him to the standard that is unfair, that even if he makes a quality CD, he's still going to look at it and be like, well, it's not Reasonable.
See, here's my
he's made like 10 CDs since Reasonable.
Here's my thing. Here's my point with Hov, though. I hear your point. But this is my thing with Hov. Post-Black Album Hov. I've always been like this, because that's after he says he's going to retire and whatnot. If you're not going to put your all into it, don't waste the fans' time. That's the only thing I ever said about it. If you're not going to put your all into it, like I said, I know Hov.
So you don't think he put his all into this?
No, not lyrically. I don't think he did. I think at some points in this album, he's lazy lyrically.
I don't necessarily think that him not putting, which also speaks to how good this man really is, if this is him half-assing it. But,
well, I mean, see,
I don't think it's necessary for, Jay-Z has a lot of things going on. For him to sit down and record this album and still put out a very enjoyable album, while not a classic, which I saw some jackasses on the internet saying, this is not a classic. This is an okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if we're judging this album against, recent albums that have been great, you know what I mean? Just because he's Hov and he one of the greatest of all time doesn't mean that just leapfrogs him above everybody else's album just because it's Hov. Like I said, he got some.
I said it's a good album.
He's got some songs on this album where he Hov shows you that he still got it at times.
Yeah, as far as this being better than some albums that come out, I mean, I think it's far better than some albums. But I still listen to J. Cole's album before this. I listen to Matt Miller's album before this. I listen to Sad before this.
I throw this on before I throw J. Cole on. Might do some damn ambient for that shit. But yeah.
Well, that's your problem. But yeah, there's a couple albums I'd put on before this, but it's still a very good album. As far as scores, I'd probably give this a good solid 8. Quality album, good album. There's some things I don't like, but for the most part, it's a very good listen.
I'm saying, do you have any other gripes here and there?
I didn't like the song with Beyonce. It felt forced.
See, why am I the only other person I know that believe I'm not saying it's a horrible song. I actually.
Oh no, I didn't say it was a horrible song. I actually kind of feel like it was forced.
I like the beat because it sounds kind of 90-ish, but
it makes you feel like that Dangerous in Love kind of feel, or that what was it, O2 Bonnie and Clyde or whatever the hell the name of the first song they did together. Like it's cliche. It makes you feel like that 90s ODB, Mariah Carey, those type of songs.
But it feels forced.
It's not the 90s, and it feels like they were like, we're husband and wife.
We have to make this song on the planet.
We have to do this. It's not necessary.
Beyonce has to be on the album. She has to be on it.
She wasn't. Now, I did not dislike her.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Contribution to what was it, Tom Ford? At the end of Tom Ford,
that was fine.
Didn't dislike that.
That was fine. You know why? But you know why though? Because it was subtle. That's why you like it. Because it was I
feel kind of like less is more. Like you don't necessarily need. And I don't have any gripes that he throws Beyonce in her face. I would throw Beyonce in everybody's face if I was Jay-Z.
We're not hating on Queen Bee, ladies who will watch this.
I really don't want. Yeah, I really don't need her to be on the song. Like it's not necessary. Like we know y'all married. We know she might appear on a hook. She might appear in the end of Tom Ford. That's fine. But when it became now she has a full-fledged song with you, it felt forced. Like we must do this.
And then like I said, she like I said, it's not either bad or good. She kind of overtook the song from Hov, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but which was that was it. That was my only. It was probably meant to be happen, but for the most part, like I said, I didn't have any real big gripes with this.
These are small gripes. Now I'll say
these are minor nitpicks. Yeah, if none of them are like, don't listen to this.
If there was a bigger gripe, and listen, at some point, because we're gonna get into the whole brag shit. Like I don't have any problem with Hov bragging. Like I don't want to jack anybody's statement.
That's what he does.
Like, the review from Dead End Hip Hop. And one of the things he said was, I don't have any problem with Hov bragging. Like he said, just brag better. Like,
there are very few people that brag better than Jay-Z.
True, but it's like
Picasso Baby. Picasso Baby as a braggadocious song is better than a lot of people's braggadocious songs. Just because he's talking about something he can actually do.
I don't know. It's getting to a point with Hov where I'm like, dang, does he have anything else to offer?
And I understand that, but I mean, just on this particular album alone, I didn't dislike it. I kind of hope that at some point he does another album similar to American Gangster, where it forces him to go a different way artistically.
You know, something that I want from Hov, like imagine, like I said, take the content from J. Cole and put it on the Hov album, but keep the production.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work the same because J. Cole was mentally in a different place than Jay-Z.
Well,
it would feel forced with Jay-Z because it's a different person. Like, J. Cole is rapping about things that he experiences, and Jay-Z is rapping about... Like, the reason that you can't relate necessarily to the stories Jay-Z presents is
it's not about relating to me. It's not about relating to me. That's neither here or there. I'm not one of the people who like, okay, they make this music, so I can't relate to them. I don't stop that. That's bullcrap to me. What to me is this right here. For Hov right now, like I said, I feel like later on in his career, if he would rap more about, who Sean Carter is instead of just rapping about the persona. Because, I mean, he rapped about the persona for years now. Okay, you're at that level. You can rap about other things now.
Yeah, that's true.
And he does that on a couple of songs out of 16, But, I can't. It's a good album, so I'm not going to sit there and complain about, it's his album.
Your nitpick is more of a wider scale nitpick than just this album.
Yeah.
Which it's fine. It's just, as far as this album goes, I don't have that gripe with this album, but in future projects, I would like to see this. But, like I said, as far as the score, I give it a solid 8. Good content mostly. Few songs I could have done without, but for the most part, it's a very, very good album.
Like I said, for me, somewhere between the 7 and 8, like, it's a quality project. More like I say for other people who get, credit around, these hip hop parts and shit. But like I said, it's not like Hov got all this great production and then went all Lil Wayne, something to do for some truck fit type shit on this shit. Like, he didn't do that. He didn't do that to us.
Talk about his dick the whole album.
He didn't do that to us.
His dick the whole album.
No, he just talked about how he got Beyonce, fuck you, I got Beyonce the whole album. I'm fucking with you. But yeah. Like you said, 7 to 8, I give it.
All right. Well, this has been another edition. Yeah, dope album from Hov. So
disclaimer here, like, there's a Watch the Throne 2.
As long as Kanye doesn't do any of the production.
Oh, stop it!
I might listen to it.
Listen,
and we'll get into that in the Yeezus review.
If he.
That's a tease. But just to close this out, this has been another edition of the H.H.N.D hip hop reviews. At some point, we'll be doing a podcast, among other things. So look out for us. Comment, like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Blackout89.
My Twitter name is right above my big ass head.
He's a king of chill. I'm Blackout89 on Twitter. Twitter.
On Twitter.
It's going to be in the description. It's on the subscription. It's on the page. So check us out.
Check us out on Twitter.
Peace.
We out.
On Twitter. Peace.
Yo, that's silly. We'll see y'all next time. We out.